Hmm. Okay. Okay. Hello, hello, beautiful abundant women. Hello, spiritual women. Hello to beautiful women who are here to make an impact in the world, doing the work of God, doing the work of spirit. Beautiful women who are making an impact in the world. Is that lipstick? Making an impact in the world through your purpose work, through your passion, through your talent, through your divine gifts. Hello to you. I hope you are doing so well. I hope each and every day it's getting easier for you. I hope that each and every day it's becoming more of an affirmation that you are on the right path, whether you are teaching, whether you are healing, whether you are holding space for women to fulfill their dreams, whether you're doing purpose work, any form of work where you know that it is who you are, it is so aligned with your soul. I am so happy. I celebrate you for being here. If you've never come across me, I am Nunufang Lekau. I am a soul and money alchemist. I do this work because I desire to help women to heal their soul trauma so that they can make money that they cannot comprehend, unfamiliar money in this lifetime, and also just deeply live a conscious life where they get to fulfill the highest desires. It is who I am, it is who I'm born to be, and it is who I'll always be. So yeah, thank you for being here. I celebrate you as well. Let me know how you are making an impact in the world as well. What do you do? What makes you happy? And what truly resonates with your soul and your heart as you move along this path? Like, just share with me. Yeah. So, today is part 4 of the Money Medicine series that I have been doing for the past 3 weeks, which was based on generational wealth. We've moved through layers and layers of, generational wealth and what it entails. We move through generational trauma. We have touched on generational beliefs, some of the limiting beliefs that we need to shift. You and I need to shift and heal in order for us to experience wealth in this lifetime and also be able to leave wealth for the next generation. We've moved through generational gifts, finally owning up to the fact that we are gifted women, we are gifted beings, and that the work we do is so important and we deserve to live abundantly, to be paid for it, to have resources to support that work. So today, part 4 is more of a conclusion, but it also more of the beginning of our realization or revelation of how important it is for us to be doing this work, right? So yes, I thought we should talk about generational healing as as a form of generational wealth, because when you and I heal, we allow the next lineage to one function from different or more elevated belief systems around money. We allow the next lineage to be able to own up to their gifts and their passions more easily, because they witnessed us being able to make money through our divine gifts. I hope you realize how amazing it is that you are on this path where you have chosen to make money on your own terms, where you have chosen that it will be your gifts as a spiritual woman, as a spiritual entrepreneur. It will be your divine gifts, the gifts that God gave you, that actually make you healthy. That is huge. And yes, sometimes it may feel a little challenging, or it may feel like, what am I doing? Or you may experience fear around this path because it feels like it's not working out, or it works out and then it collapses. I know it has its own challenges, but always know that that is because you are one of the few people on earth who are literally making money on your own terms, or creating a life of abundance and wealth on your own terms. It takes so much guts. There is a way in which the world desires for you to be making money, and you have chosen to go against the current of that system. You have chosen to go against the programming that you have to make money a certain way. You being on this path is actually very affirming for you, for many women, and for me as well. The fact that you are here and saying that I desire to make money on my own terms. I am making money on my own terms. I am using my gift to impact the world, and in doing that, I am going to create wealth for myself, for my lineage, and I am going to make wealth that I cannot comprehend. That is beautiful. Celebrate it, own it, and let it move through you, right? Hi, Retina. Hi, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, so let's do some healing and shifting, right? Okay, so I want to just share with you something that I honestly don't think I have ever I've ever showed up online and really gave you this perspective around money. So I want to start off by sharing with you something that I myself had to notice, or that became a revelation for me. It became deeply affirming why I do this work of helping women make money through their divine gifts, right? So in doing money work and in sharing my thoughts and my opinion around money and my revelations and wisdom around money, abundance, and wealth, I thought I should share with you this. The honest truth is, we are being controlled by money, okay? Stay with me. Money is something that we need in order to survive on earth, right? In order to survive on our physical form, right? Money is what we need as a resource in order to be able to fund our lives, to fund our dreams, to fund our desires and our highest passion. But if we're not careful, we will miss out on that. Also, money is something that has been deeply used to control us as women, as souls, to control humanity, making it the thing that sometimes is used to divert us from our truest gift, used to separate us from ourselves, self-betrayal, used to separate us from God. Mostly because we carry so much fear and trauma around not having money, around lack, because that is what we experience. That is what most of our ancestors and those who came before us experienced. Because of this lack, because of this fear around not having enough and not having money, there is a form of control that is currently happening around our need or our desire to have money. So as a spiritual woman, I invite you to notice this. I invite you to notice this because this is the same thing that has been existing in Black descendants, in our lineages and in generations before, where money has been used to manipulate us. As a spiritual woman right now, you may sometimes have doubts around your gifts, around creating wealth around your gifts, simply because you don't trust that you will be provided for, simply because there is how you were controlled and programmed to believe that it's either you have money or you have your spiritual life and God. It's either you have money or you have true love. It's either you have money or you have purpose. It's either you have money or you have your loved ones, your family, your support system. The way in which we have been controlled or programmed around money is to make money an option that we gotta take, and in taking it, we have to let go of the other thing that means so much to us. So it has created a linear type of thinking, a linear programming, where whenever we come to issues of money, especially as spiritual women, we always think it's either or. It's either I have money or I have happiness. It's either I have money or I have love and fulfillment. It's either I have money or I have God and my mission. Recognize that this is exactly how also those who came before us were programmed. Our ancestors were programmed, and most of the time they always felt the need to choose the other option, not money, right? And those who chose money were often alienated, were often rejected, were often betrayed. Often they felt like they had done something wrong. They lost more than they gained through choosing money. And so it always felt like money is the enemy. We never actually got to witness money as just a resource, something that we use to up-level our lives, to elevate in our lives. It is actually, we have actually experienced it at a deeper level as something that controls us. And this is so heartbreaking because the pattern is still perpetuating today. And this makes it difficult for us to be able to actually create abundance, to a point where even when money is coming in your business, it still feels like you are in lag. It still feels like there's not enough, because there is still repetition of this linear programming, of this pain that has moved through lineages, where when money comes in, it's like chaos comes in as well. When money comes in, it's like you feel like you tend to lose other things that are valuable to you, or you have fear around losing things that are valuable to you. If I invite money into my life and I begin to have money, then I'll lose my loved ones. I'll be accused of doing corruption, of not doing the right things. I'll be accused of not actually being holy or not being godly, right? Notice that this is separating you from actually stepping into abundance and embodying abundance. Because of this linear programming, because of the fear that has been existing around money and how we've experienced money, because of the controlling controlling and programming that has been used to influence us when it comes to how we view money, how we experience money, right? The reason why I talk about this is because I want you to first recognize and witness that, yes, in my deepest desires to have money and abundance, I also need to be aware that this is the same thing that has been used to control me. And therefore, how do I create an abundant life where money does not control me, but I allow myself to actually have it, to actually keep it, to actually use it to fund things that mean so much to me, to actually use it to make an impact in my life. Right now, the people we are meant to serve, the people you and I are helping heal, the people you and I are teaching, some of them are hooked they're still hooked in instant gratification programming, which is also a form of programming, because what it does, it says, give your power away, betray your desires, your future desires, betray the aspect of you that knows you deserve more, betray the aspect of you that knows that you have divine gifts, that God gave you everything you need to be abundant and to be wealthy, right? Those people are hooked into this instant gratification to betray themselves, to give their power away, because they feel like, if I follow my path, if I do the work that I'm sent here to do, I will not have money, right? This is why your work is so potent, because you have awakened to that you have divine gifts. But I want you to also awaken to that you deserve resources, you deserve money, without being manipulated into thinking that it's either you have them or you lose your work. Or if you stick to your work, then you could never have the money and the resources. The path you and I are on is a path of healing. The reason why your soul has awakened to your gifts, has awakened to this path where you are using your divine gifts, where you are using what God gave you to impact the world. Your soul requires you to heal the linear programming that I've shared, the programming, the controlling that has occurred lineages before you and that is still occurring now. Your soul has chosen to heal so that indeed you can create organic wealth for yourself and for your lineage. It's very important that you understand this. Like, why are we even doing the healing? We are doing the healings to return to self. We're doing the healing so that in the next generations, when we talk about money, when we have conversations around wealth, they are from an empowered version of us, not a victimized version of us that has been used, that has allowed money to be used to control it. Because that is what is happening with the world today, right? People are being used money is being used to control people, to control how people think, to control how people view God, to control how people view themselves, to control how people view their gifts. So we heal so that we can step into a more empowered version of us that can have conversation around money without being vulnerable to being controlled. Because as it is, if we continue on this journey and not heal, we will always operate under the victimhood, the victim consciousness, where money is being used to control us, where money is being used to make us feel like it's either we have money or we don't have money, then we can have a deeper connection with God, you know? It's either you have money or happiness. It's either you have money or a stable family. That is control. You have to recognize that is control. So in healing, I invite you to see that there is a different timeline where we can desire to have money. We can allow ourselves to receive money, right? We can allow ourselves to circulate money as a resource, as something that supports our passion, that supports our gifts, but not be controlled. The reason why a lot of spiritual women tend to resist having money is because at the core of our souls, we know that it has been used to control us, right? It has been used to control lineages before us. But when we heal, we begin to allow ourselves to make money. However, bearing in mind that we do not get to be controlled, because for as long as you are controlled through money, then you are operating on victim consciousness, right? Where you constantly have to betray yourself, where you constantly don't trust that if I stay on this path, if I stay aligned to my purpose work, to my mission work, to how I truly want to impact the world, if I do that, then I will actually have the money. You need to insist on this being your reality. When you heal, you are insisting on the reality that I make money on my own terms. Right now, the pain that a lot of people carry, without them even knowing, is that they are not making money on their terms. People who make money on their own terms are people who follow their gifts, who follow their passion, their highest excitements, and they are happy. And that is true abundance. When you are not making money on your terms, even for you as a spiritual woman, when you keep making money on terms that are not yours, when you keep having to make money through fear that, oh, I will not have enough people, if I reject this opportunity, I will not do this, know that there is still a form of control that is happening. Recognize that programming, because that is what has been happening in our lineages, and that is what we are being asked to heal. Okay. I see an amen there. The greatest gift we have been given, that you and I have been given, that humanity has been given, is free will. You have the freedom to have it another way. You have the freedom to be an exception. And when you heal, you get to remember that I have this free will, and therefore I don't have to keep experiencing this reality, right? Healing is a gift. Healing is generational wealth. Healing is you shifting the patterns that are existing in your lineage and saying that I don't consent to these negative patterns. I don't consent to how my lineage has been experiencing money. I don't consent to the controlling that has been used to the controlling that has been used around money. I don't consent to how my lineage has been influenced to perceive money. So when you heal, you are literally removing yourself from that pool of energy, that contract that links you to your ancestral trauma around money. You get to unweave yourself, untangle yourself, and create your own pattern. The reason why this is a gift is because it means that beginning with you, the next lineage gets to have a different reality, right? The next lineage gets to have money and still choose their passion. The next generation can still have money as a resource and still have stable families. The next generation can make money and still be able to follow their dreams, to follow their passion, to have true love, to be happy. We do this work because in shifting some of the beliefs that you have inherited that we talked about before, in shifting the trauma that has existed around money, you get to have a different reality. You get to experience a different reality, and therefore that is a beautiful gift. You have to see this. It's a beautiful gift to pass on. Our issues around money did not start with you. Your issues around money did not start with you. They didn't start with me, right? But they can stop with you. They can stop with me. They can stop with us. right? What you will notice is that for a lot of you who have been following my teachings or other teachings from other abundant women around money, around abundance, doing meditations, doing affirmations, you may have experienced that although you may be doing this, there is where you are still not getting the results, or sometimes you get them, you get the money, you make the money, and then all of a sudden it collapses. Sometimes the patterns of that have been existing where, no matter how much money you make, it still feels like you are in deficit. It still feels like I'm still not making so much money. I'm still not seeing the evidence of this money. Where you still feel stuck, where you still feel stagnant, but you're making money, right? Another pattern that exists so much for our generations before is this pattern where we're constantly being betrayed, right? When it comes to money, right? Betrayed not just when someone stabs you in the back, but it's like where sometimes even the self, you betray yourself just to make money, right? Or an agreement sometimes is not fulfilled, where it looked like things were going your way and all of a sudden they're collapsing. All these patterns showing that money and resources are not being able to be kept in your lineage, right? They are not kept in your lineage. And the reason why this occurs is because of what we call ancestral trauma, ancestral miasma. This is something that I learned from my teacher sometime last year, where to a deeper extent, what we don't realize is that some of the distortions that were created by the trauma and the abuse and the soul fragmentations that happened to our ancestors, sometimes that trauma, those distortions are psycho-spiritual. They are still in our DNA, right? Where your DNA, the DNA of your lineage, experience scarcity, lack, experience betrayal, experience collapsing of wealth. No matter what you do, sometimes you make money, some days it's like you never had money. They experience deficit. Ancestral miasma means that the trauma that has been existing in your lineage is carried psycho-spiritually, right? The distortions are carried even through the lineages. They are carried in our DNA. And when we heal, we tend to mutate our DNA so that, one, for example, if you become the first person in your lineage to make millions, what you don't realize there is that it is not just physically, you having created wealth, in forms of millions, or you having created being the first person to be paid 100,000 a month, or 10,000 US dollars a month, or 200,000 a month. These things, the evidence may be there physically, but what you don't understand is that when you get to experience that in this lifetime, your DNA actually mutates. You heal even at a DNA level. The distortions that have been existing were those before you couldn't make that money, were those before you couldn't hold that money. It is now being healed. It is now being transformed. And it means that it is possible. And this causes a ripple effect for those even in your lineage, like those who are related to you, for those who even come after you. Healing doesn't just take place at a mental level, at a psychological level. It takes place even at a spiritual level, at a DNA level. So this is why it's important for you, especially the spiritual woman, it's so important for you to take this responsibility to the highest level. It is a huge responsibility, but it can be done. This is why you are on this path. You are not just on this path to do your mission work. You are on this path to also restore something that was altered within your lineage. Abundance is the most natural state that exist for us, but it was altered because of the scarcity and slavery and the trauma and the betrayal and the deficit, everything. It was altered through by these events, right? And therefore, our ancestors may have lost what it meant to be abundant, or may have forgotten what it meant to be abundant because of this trauma. Now, when you do healing, you are only returning back to your natural state, because you no longer consent to these patterns. You no longer consent to these experiences. Right? I feel like I'm preaching today. Right. Please remember your free will. You have free will. In this lifetime, in many lifetimes, you've had free will. You have free will, and you can shift your experiences. You can shift your reality. You can decide now that you no longer consent to the negative patterns, to the limited belief systems around wealth. Right? But of course, changing your reality on your own, it's possible. But sometimes it can be a little challenging, or it may feel slow. Right? Because it takes a lot. It takes a lot of energy to change your reality. Right? This is why I myself have this mission to help you on this path, right? Because it's going to take more than watching videos. It's going to take more than doing affirmations or doing meditations or praying. All these tools, reading, all these tools are beautiful. They are amazing. But nothing surpasses doing the inner work and literally going to your soul and seeing how you have been consenting to the contracts of lack that you didn't even realize that you consent to go inwards and go deeper and see some of the belief systems that you are holding, unconsciously holding, that they keep playing out, right? That keep affirming the trauma that has existed for generations in your lineage, right? So we do this work because we know that there are unconscious aspects of this that we may not be able to realize if we are on our own, right? So if you have been following this series starting from, from the past 4 weeks, where I've been taking you through the layers and layers of generational wealth, if you have been following this series and you would like to go deeper into doing this work, and you feel like, you have had your own revelations where you see just how important or how impactful this work is, I invite you to apply for my mastermind. It's a 12 weeks mastermind. I only have 2 spots. Currently, to work with the women who no longer want to be controlled by money, the women who deeply want to heal her unconscious beliefs, want to heal her trauma around money, want to heal her soul, so that she can make unfamiliar money, so that she can begin to make money on her own terms. So this is the type of woman who knows that, I want to make money on my own terms. I know I'm gifted and I want money to show up for me. I want resources to show up for me through my gifts, right? I want more for myself. I want more for my lineage. Like, it has to be a thing that truly is sitting within you, right? You want to break away from your patterns, from the family patterns that you see, that you have witnessed. And you desire me to hold space for you as we do this processing, as we do this healing. And in going deeper, we'll also, towards the last few weeks of the 12 weeks, look into your business and see how we can position it in a way that allows you to receive support, allows you to be clear on your service or on your product, so that you can actually make money from the things that you truly love, right? So yes, I look forward to holding space for you. So this mastermind, Sacred Abundance Mastermind, is truly for the woman who's tired of the bullshit, who gets to say that I deserve more, and I want to make money on my own terms, and I know and I want to trust that I can be a spiritual woman and make money, and make wealth, and still live the life that I truly desire. Like, it has to be a non-negotiable for you. I'm looking for the woman who's saying, I'm no longer negotiating with myself. I know deeply that I deserve more, I know deeply that I want to heal. I know deeply that I want to experience wealth in a different way that I've witnessed through my family, through my lineage. It's a non-negotiable for you that you make money through your gifts. You know you're gifted, and yes, you want to heal and just elevate through that. So I would love to work with you if that is you. So I'm going to provide a link just after this message, where you can apply for this 2-week private coaching session. It will be one-on-one sessions for the next 2 weeks. For the next 12 weeks, where every week you and I have 2 to 3 hour sessions where we sit down and go deeper, do the inner work, and do the shifting, and and truly, thank you Kamutsa. And truly, yeah, release you from all this chaos, right? So yes, do let me know. I'll make sure I provide the link for the woman who is here to do the bigger work, and you know it deep down that this is you. Okay, can we say a little prayer? You may say it with me. I will try to be slow so that we can just close this session, because yeah, I came venting and all, but I really wanted you to get this. And thank you so much for being here. It is very, very affirming to know that there are people like you and me who know that we deserve more, and that abundance is our natural state, and everything that we've experienced, which is lack, is a distortion. That is not our natural state. So let's just say a prayer, and in closing, okay, I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget. I literally channeled it. Okay, so closing your eyes, taking a deep breath in, going fully in, touching your heart, feeling the heartbeat, and truly being grateful that you are alive. You are alive, you are here, your life is so worth living, you are full of light, everything about you is true. Even the parts of you right now that you are not yet ready to own, they are true for you. You are amazing, you are great, you are perfect, and God loves you just the way you are. You are here for great work, you are here to do amazing work, you are here to break patterns, you are here to heal your lineage, you are here to heal, you are here to remember who you are. Dear God, give me strength to not be controlled by money or any form of inorganic timelines that have been used to influence my thoughts, my feelings. I no longer give consent to those. Lead me through the Holy Spirit so I can learn to be in tune and in alignment with my highest timeline. Dear true living God, lead me to a path where I live a heart-centered life so that I can fulfill my highest mission, make an impact, heal and transform other souls, and truly trust that in doing so, you, my true living God, Holy Mother, Father God, are always supporting me. I trust my support system. I trust that I'm always in overflow. I trust that I am abundant in all ways. I trust that I will never, ever, ever run dry. I truly trust that abundance is my natural state, And through this prayer, I open up my portals to embody abundance, to receive overflow. And I pray that any shift that needs to happen right now at the level that I can receive it in my life, in my family life, in my business, in my mission work, I receive this shift that will only open me up to an even greater and elevated timeline. Thank you so much, Holy Mother, for the God, for this beautiful, beautiful moment where I am receiving things that are truly aligned with who I am, with who you created me to be. I am grateful for you. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful for everyone around me whom you have placed as a support system. I'm grateful for the resources that you continue to give me so that this path gets easier. I trust that my path gets to be easier because you are my God. Amen. Okay. Thank you. Love listening to you. All right, let's close in prayer. I'll see you soon. I'll post the link for the application of my Sacred Abundance Mastermind. There are only 2 spots available for now because of the work that I'm doing. I can only work with 2 people for now. So I look forward to working with you. If this is you, do let me know. And yes, let's heal. Bye.